Happy hump day. I hope your week is going great and that you are staying cool in this heat. Welcome back to my channel, Aaron NYC Artist. My name is Aaron and this is my channel. This is pretty much what I look like behind. This is the person behind the voice who's been talking for the past couple of weeks. This is my first tutorial, and the one thing I wanted to go over as my first tutorial was perspective drawing. There's a whole different points when it comes to perspective drawing, but I figured let me start with the most easiest basic one yet, and that is 1-point perspective. 1-point perspective, pretty much the reason why I say it's easy is because it's the one thing that we see through our own eyes maybe 90% of the time. Now, 1-point perspective is, think about this. You're walking down a hallway, 1-point perspective. You are driving, 1-point perspective. You are having a conversation with someone, face to face, that's 1-point perspective. If you ever saw Star Wars: A New Hope, and Luke Skywalker is doing the trench run, and you see it through the camera lens as he's going through the trench run, that's 1-point perspective. So in a nutshell, that's 1-point perspective. Now, how I'm going to explain this, I'm going to explain to those who are drawing it because maybe they don't have a computer or the program to do it, and I'm also going to show those who have the program, and it'll be easy for all of us to follow along. Now, for those of you who are drawing it by hand, if you have an art desk or an easel that's on a table, these are some of the items you're going to need. 2 sets of pencils, a lead pencil, preferably one that's in the H class. So if you hear me say H or HB, H is lighter, whereas HB is a little bit darker. Now with H, I want you to work with either a 2 or 3. So you'll have a 2 or a 3, and then you have an H. So you have those 2 type of pencils, right? And then if you have on hand a blue non-photographic pencil, if you know what I mean by blue non-photographic pencil, then that's good. If you happen to not have one, then this is what I want you to do. I want you to use your H pencil to do the drawings, and then use a 2B pencil to create your shapes. If you have a non-photographic blue pencil, then you're going to go to either a 2 or a 3H pencil. Anything more than that might be a little bit too light. I don't want to go too dark. But I figure if you have the blue pencil, you may have the 2H pen. You might have the H pencils. So go use a 2 or 3H. For those of us who are using a computer, if you happen to have Photoshop, that's good. If you happen to have Clip Studio, that's all right. Now, I haven't used Procreate, so those of you who might be using Procreate and listen to this video, I apologize. If you're able to navigate it, that's cool. If not, maybe you want to do this on paper, right? If you have the ruler, if Procreate has a ruler set or whatnot that you can still be able to navigate, then awesome. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this simple and easy and user-friendly for those who have a computer and certain programs and those who don't have it. All right? So don't be discouraged. That's the number one thing. Don't be discouraged. And also, don't be afraid to ask me a question in the comments. If you say, hey, I don't understand something, I'll immediately respond to you. We can talk. And then I'll do a quick video to show you what it is that I'm talking about. Right now, I don't have a camera set up so that I can do it on my art desk. So, but I do have everything set up here for my computer. Alright, in advance, I apologize, and you can always re-look at this video to see what I'm talking about. Now, for the 1-point perspective, I'm going to break it down into 4 parts. Part 1 is you're going to see it at eye level. So your eye level is someone, if you're, like I repeated it again, you're walking down the street, that's your eye level. And that's the 1-point perspective. So like I said, if you're walking in the middle of the street and you're looking down the street, that's a 1-point perspective. If your eye level, if you happen to look up, it's still a 1-point perspective, but now you may be looking up and you might be looking at what's in the sky, or if there's something underneath, like an object, still a 1-point perspective. If you ever been to the Empire State Building, I'll use that as a perfect example, and you look down, but you're looking straight ahead, like you're focusing on one street, that's 1-point perspective, but you're looking down. They call that sort of like a bird's eye view, but in my opinion, a bird's eye view is if I'm looking straight down at the street, but I'm looking at but I'm taking in the whole information. Something like that would be considered 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a 5-point perspective. But we're only doing 3. There's more to it, but I want to keep it to the basics, because once you have the basics down, you'll be able to do whatever it is that you want to do in the end. Alright? So let's look at 1-point perspective, eye level. So here I am in Photoshop. I already have it open. I have a page of 13 across, 17 down. Oh, I forgot. For those of you at home, I don't know what medium that you're using, whether you're using a Bristol board or a comic page. If you're using those at home, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna need besides the 2 pencils. A T-square, 12-inch ruler, and a triangle. This is a T-square. I can say I had this since, I think I had this since I was in college. I'm in my close to mid-40s. This has been with me for over 20 years. This T-square is about 30 inches long and 6 inches tall. You're gonna need one of these. You can pick these up in any art supply store. I believe Michaels still sells them. If not, any other art store could be around, right? It varies. I know a lot of them varies in length, but you'll need one of these. This is something, what you want to do is, this part here will flush against the edge of your desk. So that's what you want to do. You want to flush it to the edge of your desk, lay your paper down, and then tape the edges. Once you tape the edges and once it's lined up, you're set to go. So you'll need one of these, 12-inch ruler. Now, if you don't have a 12-inch ruler, you can pick up something called a triangle, which is one of these. I have another one which does more of a more slanted version going this way. They do have them with the measurements on top on this side. That's also good to have. So I'm giving you some items that you can use if you're drawing it. The 2 various triangles, a 12-inch ruler, and a T-square. Like I said, those items I've had for a long time. And whenever I get a chance to draw, I still use them to this day. Right now, I'm learning to do things more on the computer due to the fact that, we're all trying to be self-conscious when it comes to paper. And also, it's easier for me to erase on the computer than it is on paper sometimes. So, what we're going to do here is this. Regardless of the size of your paper, width-wise, so left to right, I want you to find the middle of it. In my case, since I'm going 13 across, it's going to be 6.5. Right? Regardless of the height of the paper or the vertical of the paper, I have mine at 17, so I'm going to do 8.5. So this way I have 4 equal quadrants. And also to let me know that this part here, if you see that I'm circling going across, that's my horizontal line. That's my horizon line. So if you're at a beach, for those of us who's been to a beach, when you go to see the out in the ocean, the water, this will be your horizontal line. Alright? So next thing you're gonna do is this. Now I haven't done it on here because I wanted to show you. For my foreground color, I'm gonna double click on it. I'm gonna choose a light blue, like if I'm choosing a photographic light blue pencil. Maybe about right there. Next, I have my grades already here. I already had it set up. I'm set up as if I'm using a 2H, 3H pencil. Right? Now this I'm not gonna really touch until I have what it is I'm looking for. Now the two objects that we are going to do today is a cube and a pyramid. You're probably saying a cube and a pyramid. Yes, because of the fact that they're the two easiest things to do. We can all do a sphere, we can all do a rectangle, but let's do a cube, let's do a pyramid. What I'm going to do next here is create a new layer, right? Make sure that my blue is selected, and then I'm going to select the pencil, right? I'm going to zoom in. What I'm going to do is take my grid from the left side. So if you notice, I'm dragging the grid over. I'm going to put it at 3. Then I'm going to take another grid. I'm going to put it at 1. So I'm creating a 2-inch grid going across here, right? Next, I'm going to take my other grid and I'm going to put it at, let's do 9.5. Yeah, let's do 9.5. And then I'm going to create my other grid and do 7.5. So this will be the front part of my cube here. So I have my 4 points of my cube here. Next, click the pencil part right here, right? I'm gonna go to my vanishing point. This right here, where these lines intersect, is considered your vanishing point. You can also, for practice, use this as your lighting source. We're not gonna go into that much yet. Right now, I just want you to understand perspective. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna click at that vanishing point, hold down Shift, and then I'm gonna click here. That creates my line going here. If you're at home and you're doing this by hand on paper, just create a horizontal line going this way and this way. Hold your pencil here and just cut it across there once you have your 4 points here of your square, of your cube, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want you to get the hang of it, since some of us are probably doing this on the computer. Next, I want you to click back in here, hold down Shift, and then click here at the bottom of your square, right? Then next, I want you to go back, and you're gonna basically do it to the 4 parts of the cube. So right now, if we were to say view, clear guides, we have these 4 lines here, right? These are what is going to connect our cubes. Now, connect our lines to the cube. Now, let's bring it back. So Control Z to go back. Next, let's connect the bottom. So click, Shift, click on here, click, hold down Shift, click up here, click, hold down Shift, click here, and then click, hold down Shift, and click here. Right now, oops, let's just eliminate the guides, clear guides, and we have the front part of our cube. Now, let's bring it back by hitting Control Z. we have to do the sides. Come over here to the vertical grid, vertical ruler. And what we want to do is, let's just make it symmetrical. So we start here at 3. Let's go to 3.5. And let's do it there. Right? Now, what you're going to do is just zoom in. If you have to, you can zoom in. Right? You're going to hold down here. Right? Correction. You want to, no, actually, my fault. I did it right. Right? You bring it over to here to 4.5. Right? What you're going to do is, you're going to take it from the top here, you're going to drag it down where this is. Right here. So this is pretty much your guide going from here to here. Then you're going to drag another guide and go from here. Oops. Let me just do it again. To here. Right? So what you're going to do is, and then take another guide for your vertical and intersect it here. What's going to end up happening is you're going to take your pencil tool, click, hold down shift, go across, click, hold down shift, go down, click, hold down shift, go back across, click, hold down shift, and go up. So pretty much you're using the blue pencil to create your shape, your cube. Now, once you have that, you know, maybe you want a clear guide, take a look at it, you're like, oh, I got my cube, or a rectangle, right? Undo, this is the cube, right? Let's lock this. A new layer. Now, you're gonna click here to bring your background layer to the foreground. Sub your pencil, right? Right. Don't lower the value of the pencil, just keep it the same. You're gonna click, hold down shift. Click, hold down shift. Click, hold down shift. And then click, hold down shift. So we already have the one side of the cube. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click, hold down shift, click, hold down shift, click, hold down shift. And whenever you connected it, you're going to hit click. That connects it here. So what happens? We have our cube on an eye level, right? So this part here will either be the front or the back, and this will be the side. Now, if you think about it, even though it's like almost like maybe like a rectangle cube, it could be considered a building or some sort of other structure if you want to start adding things to it. But right now, we'll keep it as a cube, right? Then we zoom out. We see what we did. We like it. Let me go back to bring back that was a little bit too far. So that this way we have our guides here, right? Let's put a lock on this and unlock the pencil part. Let's bring the light blue forward so that now we can do the pyramid. Now we already have something for the bottom here, right? As we look at the cube part. So what we want to do is select our pencil. Now, if you're already with the hotkeys, your pencil is always your B, right? You might have it as something else, but you know, click the pencil button. Click here right at the center. If it's not exactly centered, that's okay. But you know, try to get on the center. Click, hold down shift, and move it across here. Now, what you can do if you just want to get a measurement is, let's do this if you want to get a measurement. I'm putting it at 9 on one side and maybe 12 on the other, right? Because all pyramids are symmetrical. So that's 2 inches. So if this is 9, right? Maybe I want to make this at 8 because I want to keep it symmetrical, right? So what I do then is click here, hold this here, it intersects, right? So that is my bottom. I click, I go across, I click, I go back to my center, right? From here to here, if it's not exact, don't worry about it. I have my intersection here, so maybe I end up adding my vertical line there, giving me my intersection. Now, basically to create a pyramid, to make it easy, you're going to create a cube, right? So what you might end up doing is taking this and going up this way and that way. But to make it easier, you see how I have create your cube, the base of your cube here at the bottom. Next, you're going to cut this part in half. So you're going to click, go this way, and then click, go this way. You sort of create an X here. Next, put another line going through here. Why am I putting a line here? Because this is going to represent the tip of my pyramid. Next, what I do is, let me see how tall I want my pyramid to be. So maybe I'll stop it here. What next I do is I click here, and then I go down this way. Then I click here, and I go down that way. I click here, and I go down to my edge here. Hence, I created my two-sided pyramid. I'm not worried about the other two sides because they're on the opposite side. You're not going to see them. Next, I switch over to my pencil. So then next thing you know is I just highlight the areas, I go over the areas that I want. Click, hold down shift, I'm here. Click, hold down shift, here. Click, hold down shift, here. Click, hold down shift, here. And then click, hold down shift, here. Let's just remove the guides. And then, of course, I messed up by putting it on the blue layer. This is why you can always go back. Lock it in, unlock, and we do this again. From here, click, hold down shift, and then click, hold down shift. Remove your guides, clear guides, clear this. Oops, forgot to put that on the base. It was on the other layer, so let's just go click here and click here. Let's remove the blue, and then voila. We have our cube and then our pyramid at eye level 1-point perspective because everything is meeting here. Let me just put the guides back on. Right? Let me just put this in back. Let me just mark that there. And then get rid of this, guides, and voila. So that point there is my vanishing point. And these are where they all go to. Looking at a horizontal level. So this, like I said, this is part of a 4-part series of 1-point perspective. This is looking at a horizontal level. The next we're going to do at looking down level, and then after that we'll do looking at above. You're looking above at a 1-point perspective. If you made it to the end, please hit that like button if you like what you saw, and hit the notification button. And if you want to follow me, hit the subscribe button. I do have stuff, artwork on other media, so just go to the channel, hit the bio in my channel, or just look and you'll see the icons there. And thank you for supporting me, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great Wednesday and a great rest of the week, and thank you for listening to me. Bye.